Hey, Chris Jenkins, credential member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, because I enjoy working for the fans of the Carolina Panthers. It's been crazy, right? Bryce Young, now we got Brian Burns. So I'm going to break my normal longer script and just jump right on into this Brian Burns situation. First of all, is he gonna sign? Is he not gonna sign? Whose fault is it? What are they waiting on? I yesterday said that I really think it's coming down to a Nick Bosa situation out in San Francisco. So let me share some breaking news with you before we get into it too far. First bit of breaking news, well, that contract that we all felt like needed to be signed before Brian would be, was just completed within moments before I went online. So Nick Bosa, San Francisco 49er edge rusher, signed a 5-year, $170 million extension, including $122.5 million in guarantees. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know what that equals? Highest paid defensive player history. That's about, with my math, $34 million per year. $34 million per year. So what does that do? That puts the Carolina Panthers on the clock to get this deal done with Brian Burns, which I got a feeling might happen tonight. I can't imagine that they're not on the phone. Scott Fitterer and the agents of Brian Burns aren't already on the phone, because I feel like they already knew where they were and what they were waiting for. So let me see if I can do this properly here. Yeah, so let me, I'm not sure if I can talk over this video. Brian Burns today practiced but didn't practice. He was out there but didn't stretch. Didn't participate in team drills but did some individual drills. So, you know what I like to do? I like to just show you what happened. I'm not sure if I can talk over this or not, but let me go ahead and put up the video from Brian today.
Was Brian
Oh,
participating today in the walkthrough?
sorry, that's not the video that I wanted to put up. Give me just a second. Here we go. So, yeah, I can talk over it. Good deal. So here's Brian Burns, and this is the start of practice. He's just kind of hanging out, and look at that shot. It's not the widest of shots, but you see there's not a player that's anywhere near Brian at this time. So what did he do after that? He did a little bit of something on the side. Agent hadn't texted me yet about my contract, get my belt situated here. It's a little hot out here. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead over to a little bit warmer area, get under this tent here, get some practice in. Well, you know, just get my shoes tight, wait for the weather to get a little bit better, and kind of just watch on things. Things like, oh, it's Chris. It's Chris on that hill filming me. Look at him. Hey, Chris, is that? I see you up there on the hill. Okay. All right. Hey, so I will at this point say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers. It helps us get players and coaches on the show. Gonna have someone on this week, line that up as soon as we get off of this, but I had to get everything together for you guys. Hit that bell notification. Our whole team's gonna be down in Atlanta. I'm really excited about our pregame show this week. Got a lot of interviews from players today. That's gonna be part of that show on Sunday, getting you ready for that divisional matchup. So be sure to check it out. Hit the like button if you've already subscribed. That helps other Carolina Panther fans find out about the channel. Again, the more we grow, the more that we can do for you. That's how I like being man of the people. So that was Brian Burns at practice today. Again, I feel like it's going to happen at any moment that sorry, I just got distracted by a message here on my computer that I'm not sure of. Let me double check something. Somebody said the video went away. Let me just make sure we're all good with the video. And then we'll continue to rock and roll. Let's see. All right, so I'm not sure why some people are having trouble viewing the video, but let me do this real quick for the people on Twitter that said they're having some troubles. Let's see here. All right. 1 second, quick second here. Well, I'll come back. Uh-oh, knocked out my earpiece. But let's go ahead and get into some more about Brian Burns and head coach Frank Reich talking about Brian Burns today and just where they were. So this is, again, I think this is going to move pretty fast, but this video that I'm about to play for you now was about actually at this point was about 4 hours ago. Frank Reich talking about the Brian Burns situation. And we're going to comment on some of this as well. Let's see if I get the right one. Burns. That's not the right one. Let's go here.
Was Brian participating today in the walkthrough?
He did not participate.
Is that because of contract?
That was a personal matter to him. I'll defer to him on that.
All right. So your boy played the wrong video. Give me just a second. That is from earlier in the week. This is from the video I want to play right now. Sorry about that.
Expect Brian to be at practice and participate today?
As I've said, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Brian. I'll let him speak for himself.
Has there been any discussion with Brian to say, with you not participating in practice, to stay away from the facilities until things are completed? Have you guys? So if you hadn't caught on, that's your boy talking to Frank, wanting to get some answers for you guys. So go ahead, listen in. Any discussions like that?
I really don't want to get into the private discussions with him. What I can tell you about the nature of all the discussions are, that Brian is focused on getting himself ready and our team ready to have the best season possible.
Are you approaching this as if he doesn't get a contract that he's not going to play Sunday? I mean, as a coach.
I don't know the answer. I mentioned that. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm not approaching it that way. I'm approaching it like I know 30 years tells me anything's possible. Literally anything's possible.
Frank, at what point do you rule Brian out? That's your boy again.
Sunday. If he's not, but again, I'm not, it doesn't really, it's a fair question. I mean, obviously it's the question, I understand, a very fair question. But my mind's not even going there. It's really not. My mind is going to today's practice. And we'll deal with each day as it comes.
So there you go. Coach telling me that was a very fair question and said, hey, Sunday. So that to me sounds like he really wants Brian Burns to be on the field Sunday. It's really, I feel like it's strongly going to happen now that Bosa signed his contract. There's really no reason not to. And, at that point he was saying that Sunday, meaning, hey, if he gets signed Thursday, Friday, Brian should play because he's been here, he's been around, he's been in the meetings. I mean, heck, he's even been on the world of Twitter saying that Bosa could play this Sunday, and he's not even been around the team. So I think it bodes really well that we'll be able to have Brian back on Sunday. Again, this is me speculating that we will indeed be able to sign his contract and get him out there on the field. So I got some more stuff that I'm going to go over with everybody. I feel like I'm a mini Adam Scheffler here on set, trying to look at the phone, trying to continue to broadcast. Let me go ahead and give a few shout outs to everybody. Supernova, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. By the way, memberships are available. So we're an independent media supported by you. I need you guys support anytime that you can, whether that's a super chat, a cash app, or joining, as a supporter. It helps us to continue to do what you love, bring you lots of unique content and perspective on this Carolina Panthers team. What's going on, Richard Faring? Hope you're well. Bosa got his deal. Yeah, Bosa did get his deal. So let me go ahead and say a little bit more on Bosa's deal. $170 million over 5 years, including a $122.5 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid defensive end by quite a bit of money. So, again, feel like this thing with Brian Burns should pick up a lot of steam right now. I really feel like they're on the phone. What's going on, Quentin? See, this is what happens when you become a member. You see by Quentin, there's like a gold-looking seal. That seal means he's a member. So appreciate your membership. Hopefully you're getting a lot of value out of it. I appreciate it. And by the way, members, if you want me to follow you on Twitter, just let me know, because that's one of the perks is I'll follow you back on social media. What's up? Let's continue to go through some of these. Appreciate, yeah, nice. Hey, lots of video. You won't see that video anywhere else of Brian Burns. You might see him out in the field, but him under the tent and by the practice machines, you won't see that. Rick said, hope you had a great Labor Day, Chris. Keep up the good work and keep pounding. I did. I will. What's good, Rails? All right, so let's go ahead and continue to move through some more of these updates that I have for you guys. I think we're going to go with team captains next. Let me just continue to get everything right in front of me. I tell you what, let's do the injury report. All right, let's do the injury report next. So, injury report for the Carolina Panthers. Jukes Vibe said Burns contract coming. Chris Jenkins, with no inside sources, feels extremely strong to say, if not tonight, in the morning. But I don't know why it wouldn't happen tonight. I really feel like it's going to happen extremely quickly. And so just set your alerts. And if it does happen tonight, we'll try to get back on. And I want to, if it does happen tonight and I'm able to get back on, get your phones ready, get your computer ready, because I want to hear from fans, right? These shows are live for the main purpose of interacting with you all. I want everybody out there that's watching to feel like, hey, Chris, Andre, those guys are my friend in the media business that cover the team. When I got questions, when I want a player to be spoken to or asked a question, these guys will go and get it. So just for example, coming content for you, I talked to Adam Thielen today, Laviska Shenault today, Chandler Zavala, Dante Jackson, and maybe one other player. Things are kind of buzzing since there's so much going on. So lots more content coming, and it's all to make sure I give you all a pretty good, unique content perspective on covering this team. Wide receiver DJ Chark did not practice today, still dealing with his hamstring. Defensive end Deshaun Williams did not practice today due to an illness. But we got Sam Franklin. He was limited in practice today with his knee. Had a very funny moment with him and Dante today. I think we're going to probably keep that one off the airwaves with some locker room chatter that they had going on. Good news for the wide receivers. So we have Terrace Marshall Jr., who has been dealing with the back. He was limited in practice today. He feels like he's pretty good to go. Adam Thielen, he was limited in practice today with his ankle. And then the newly acquired Amir Smith-Marset was a full participant in practice today, had an injury. So again, just since I don't have it on the screen, I'm going to repeat it one more time. DJ Chark did not practice. Deshaun Williams did not practice with the illness. Sam Franklin, Terrace Marshall, Adam Thielen, those gentlemen were limited in practice. And then Amir Smith-Marset was dealing with an ankle, but he was a full participant in practice today. All right, let's go to these captains. A few captains, right? Brian Burns was named a captain, no surprise there. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts on Bryce Young being a captain. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be, but I felt just a little bit surprised because I felt like, well, they may want him to just focus on his job, be the quarterback, learn the playbook. Don't need to give him all these responsibilities of being a captain, even though, you know, it's pretty standard, pretty typical for a quarterback to be a captain. Let me know in the comments what you think about Bryce Young making that captain's list. But congratulations to him. He certainly has been showing that, according to everybody in the locker room, that he's certainly worth and worthy of being a captain. And, you know, he got it. He's a captain. Moving on, Adam Thielen, captain. Now, here's what you may or may not know. Trivia question. Who was the last wide receiver that was a captain for this Carolina Panthers team? I don't have the answer for you. Feel free to leave it in the comments. But we got one now. We got the new guy, as a matter of fact. Adam Thielen is a captain. Shaq Thompson, returning captain. Johnny Hecker, special teams player who's represented as a captain. And then Taylor Moton, who's also a repeat. He is a captain. So those are your captains for this season. So I did talk to Laviska. He's out of the protocol, which is why he's not listed on the injury report. Laviska Shenault is out of the protocol. So let's go ahead and jump back to the Brian Burns situation. Just getting all my notes in front of me. Jumping back to the Brian Burns situation. Frank Reich mentioned it not being a distraction. DJ Moore wasn't a captain, though, Smoky Mountain. DJ Moore was never a captain. What's going on, 10 Tizzy? Got distracted there. Give me just a second to get back on not being distracted. Yeah, happy you made it to the live. It's all right. I can't say the name that was saying DJ Moore's now. DJ Moore was Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the team, but yeah, DJ Moore was way too quiet to be a captain. And, you know, you figure, well, Bryce Young is quiet. Yeah, he's quiet, but he's also the quarterback. So he has tons of opportunity to exude leadership, and as he should, being the captain of the team versus the wide receiver that's kind of quiet and not on there too much. For those who just made it onto the live, make sure you go back and watch the beginning. I have lots of good footage of Frank Reich and Brian Burns. But nevertheless, I got a clip for you with Bryce talking about how he has reacted to being a captain.
It's a real honor. It's something I definitely don't take lightly. You know, it means a lot to me that, you know, to be a captain. And, you know, I'm super grateful for my teammates for just accepting me and allowing me to come in. And this has been a great experience for me. You know, it's a great locker room, a great coaching staff. And, you know, just you know, again, everyone just accepted me and allowing me to come in and grow and us to be able to progress as a team. So, you know, with really, again, it's something that I really take a lot of pride in. It's a huge honor for me, and obviously there's responsibility that comes with that as well. So, you know, I'm excited for that challenge, and I don't take that lightly, but it's definitely a huge honor.
So there you have Bryce saying that's a huge honor. Finally got a chance to talk to Bryce kind of one-on-one for a second to introduce myself. So certainly look forward to talking to him more and getting questions answered for y'all that you may have about him and this Carolina Panthers team. So Bryce Young is your captain. Brian Burns still does not have a new contract. Bosa signed his contract. How much longer will the distraction be there for Brian Burns? We don't know. I think it's going to happen today. But I had a chance to ask former captain Dante Jackson, like, how do you as a player deal with this Brian Burns? How do you guys process it? So here's Dante Jackson on that question itself. With the Brian Burns situation, how do you guys make it not a distraction for you? As a player, how do you do that?
It's not a distraction.
Because?
Because it's not. I mean, it's somebody who's, you know, who going through a time for, you know, for his life and for his family life. You know, only thing we can do is support him. You know what I'm saying? That's really what we're doing. You know, we don't look at it like a distraction. We don't even talk business. We talking football because at the end of the day, that's my brother for real. So it ain't no business thing. It ain't no trying to get no inside scoop thing. We just out here. We having fun together every day. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna get taken care of because the great ones always do.
So that was Dante Jackson talking about why it's not a distraction. Talked to a few other players off the record about it, and they say, you know, it's something that they want Brian Burns to be out there, obviously. But they understand that, as Dante talked about, they're taking care of home, taking care of family, getting this is Brian's moment to do it. And you wish that he was out there, but you don't go to blame him for that. And you just know it's part of what happens in this league. And certainly hope that he's out there. But meanwhile, you just let it be, prepare for the Falcons, support Brian as he's going through it, and hope that he gets back on the field pretty soon. So that will cover it for the day. That gets you up to date. I always like to remind you, if you want to see pictures from today's action of practice, best place is to always be on Instagram. Everything is Charlotte Vibe, all together is one word. But you can also go over to Twitter. Twitter's the best place on game day. Game day, you want to be on Twitter. Throughout the week, you want to see pictures of practice and games, you head over to Instagram. you want to ask questions and know the latest, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We gotta get to 10,000. All right. If you're watching and you hadn't hit the like button, I'll give you a moment to hit the like button. I'll give you another moment. Yeah, hit the like button. Let me see if I've made it through all the questions before I got off, because it's important to me that with you all taking the time out to join me, that I make sure I take the time out to answer all questions that have come through. Again, Quentin is on. Quentin is one of our members, so feel free, and I encourage you, invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our channel. All right, here's a comment I hadn't touched on. Scott says, I like Burns, but too much cap in one player when we have other needs next year like O-line. Plus, we need to pay Chin. Burns need to play because he's under contract. I hear you. I mean, you sound a little old school in that, Scott, and I kind of get what you're saying. Like, man, $34 million for a defensive end, almost $10 million more than the next guy. That's just a boatload of money. That's quarterback money, right? I mean, it may not be elite quarterback, but it's good quarterback money that we're now paying these guys. But you know what they're doing is they're just finding other places to take the money from. The running backs are getting less money. Other positions may be, getting less. They hope for a little cap increase, but it just becomes one of those things in business where what can you do? Obviously you've placed a lot of value on him. It helps everybody behind him. If you got pressure on that quarterback, it helps everybody else do their job better. It helps the secondary. It helps the linemen. So yeah, it's a lot, but I don't see it not happening. Appreciate the comment, Scott. Can't say your name properly, but you say, isn't the deadline today for the re-signing? So today is not the deadline, but what you may have heard is people talking about Wednesday being the day. Wednesday being the day because that's when the game plan for the upcoming week really is put in place. So you want that player to know the game plan so he can have a little increased playing time, because he's not trying to figure out what are we doing. So the advantage for Brian is that he's been there. He's been at practice. He's been in the meetings. And as a matter of fact, and speaking to Brian today at the locker or in his locker room, and again, this is just Chris Jenkins thinking. This is not somebody saying, and I'm not saying I know Brian Burns like the back of my hand, but he just seemed like a guy that was like, man, this is just a lot on me. It's a lot going on. I'm just ready. I'm just ready to move on. But meanwhile, I got to do this. Again, that's just my interpretation of how he was sitting at his locker. I did, speak to him, and he acknowledged me speaking, but that was it. I didn't try to speak to him more than that because I know it's a big situation that's going on. So hopefully that gives you clarity on today being the deadline. It is not a deadline. There is no deadline for signing the player to an extension. All right, just going through a few more of these. Bryce has earned it. He has been all business, has done what he needs to. Plus, I believe he leads by action. So that's a good comment there, Richard. I had a chance to talk to Adam Thielen about Bryce Young becoming a captain. He had some very good words to say about Bryce. So not going to play that video for you just yet. I think you're a subscriber, so just know it's coming soon. But yeah, heavily endorsed by his teammates to be a leader for this team. Again, just going through a few more of the comments to make sure I did not miss. Nope, Brian has not signed yet, but I'm pretty sure, I feel like it's coming. Bosa did his thing, so that would be it. A few people guessing that Steve Smith Sr. would have been the last receiver that was a captain for the Carolina Panthers team. I would say that would be a pretty good guess. See if I can verify that quickly or not. It's going to be too hard for me to verify. But I know he has definitely been a captain, so I would go with you on that because he's definitely been a captain. Steve Smith, that is, has definitely been a captain. So 10 Tizzy says, crazy Nick contract comes, then Burns practices. So actually, Bosa's contract wasn't done until, announced until the past 30 minutes. Brian Burns was practicing around 1 o'clock today. So Burns was at practice prior to the Bosa contract. And I'll go ahead and show the clip of Burns again at practice today for those who may have missed it. So here you go, Brian Burns at practice today. And to me, does it not look like he's just like in his head thinking, man, I'm just waiting. I know Nick's probably going to sign. My agent told me, all right, I want to be out here, but I can't be out here yet. I'll do what I can. I know they don't want me to practice. Get everything situated here. Then he's like, it's too hot. It's too hot out here in the sun, so let me go sit down and cool off a little bit. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. A few more comments and I'm going to get out of here. Give Burns $30 million and let's get going. You think it's going to take $30 million for Brian Burns? Whatever it is, I have a feeling I'm going to be letting you all know pretty darn soon. Let's see. Anyway, let me. 25 million would put him. I'd put him up there, and he just might be lucky enough to do it. Quentin, do you see Chandler keeping the guard spot long term? I like him. That's hard to answer because he's such a young player. Haven't seen Chandler Zavala play a lot, but to me it is telling that he, seemed like coach was holding off on that decision until Chandler got a chance to play some more. He didn't get to play, but what was it, one preseason game? No, I got two. I think he got in two because he played up in New York. But he's a rookie. Coach today confirmed that he's going to start. Don't see any reason why he wouldn't. But I don't have a lot of experience with him in game film to watch. So we'll see. My man Quentin with the super chat. Appreciate it. Everyone be on time on Sunday. Need all paws on deck. We're having Falcon. Hey, Quentin, appreciate the super chat so much. All the dollars, they immediately come in and go right on out to expenses that we have and doing what we do. So appreciate it very much. Right now we have up to the Detroit game that we're going to be traveling to. So as we get more support from you guys, donations, we'll continue to travel. I would like to travel to all the games and bring you all lots of good content because I'm able to go into the locker rooms, able to see things firsthand, build these reports with these players and coaches to get questions answered for you. But, we'll see. Matt Tolomax says, hit the like button. Aaron Patton says, Burns getting 28. Okay. 28, 30. Yeah, those are some good points to be at, 28, 30. Hey, thank you everybody so much for tuning in with me this afternoon. I will continue to bring you news as it happens. Join the site, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know what you want to know. That's my job, to work for you all and get those questions answered. Hey, Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe. Talk to you all later.